Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate it. We got a lot to talk about today. I'm not just saying that, but we do. Hello. Who is Pilar? What is that? 1,000. Hold on. 1,199. He's always ordering something. Don't tell me.
Sao lại xả xe rồi?
Combo 6 pieces plus diaper, ma'am.
Plus diaper. Get up to go 1,199
pesos, ma'am.
99?
Yes, ma'am.
99 is 1, 2, 3.
Okay, here it is. Okay, 1,120. But you didn't tell me it's coming. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 85, 90, 95, 99. Thank you. Allow it. Hey, I apologize, everybody. Yeah, this came 1,199. See, I didn't even know it was coming. But yeah, the name of the live stream today is Christmas season starts in the Philippines already. This place isn't like everywhere else. And I got that because every time I do a vlog like I did yesterday, there's always 4 or 5 people in the comments that'll say something like, oh, that happens everywhere. That applies anywhere, Calvin. No, this place is different, guys. And you're only saying that because you've never been here before. Okay, look at Daryl Fulmore. What's up, brother? He said, the wife, and he's married to a Philippine. He said, wife had me breaking out the Christmas decor already. And the tree will be up, I'm sure, before the next couple of weeks are done. Well, see, it's already, they've already decorating here. Christmas songs are playing in the mall, in the grocery store, on the radio already, guys. This isn't America. This isn't England, Britain, and none of them places. It's the Philippines. And a lot of times when I share my boots on the ground experiences with you, I'm telling you, you know, trying to get you ready what's going on over here. The stuff that happens over here doesn't happen everywhere. I mean, go in there. I was in the store yesterday, man. They playing Bing Crosby and all that stuff. That's just one of them. I got a whole list of stuff to show you. When you get over here, this ain't the same. See, when I was talking about bring the D over here, I stay at home, and it's not the age gap, it's the thigh gap. Oh, young ladies are like that all over. But see, here's what you don't understand. When men come over in the Philippines, they're not thinking about satisfying the woman. They're thinking about satisfying themselves. You know, everybody that you hear on YouTube, they always tell you where to meet a woman, how to meet a woman, best ways to meet a woman. They never talk about how to keep a woman. So when you hear me say something like, man, you know, this is important to the Filipino, don't start with that, that's everywhere, especially if you've never been here. Yeah, Rod, he said, it's barely September. Well, once the bear months kick in here, Christmas starts over here, buddy. That's what I'm saying. This is a unicorn over here. Wonders of Life says, good day to you, Calvin, and greetings to the rest of y'all. Those who going to celebrate Christmas early, the best to y'all. It's never too early to start saving for the holidays. Now, they're celebrating over here already. They've already got everything out. It was a big article in the paper, Man Buntak, just yesterday, because of the pandemic, they're telling people no more curling. Because, see, over here, they still go curling, y'all. I don't know about where you live. They go curling at a certain time of the night. They come and stand in front of your house and they start singing. And tradition is you have to go out there and give them a tip. You know, that's why I keep a lot of change in here around this time, but they're not going to do it this year. Terry Dale said, hell, are we skipping Halloween? They skip it all over here. You're straight to Christmas, Terry. But before we get into that, I want to talk about this too. Manila shifted to GCQ yesterday. Now, GCQ is the second lowest quarantine over here. And remember all the cases that's spiking up there in the NCR, but they're trying something new, and it may backfire. They're trying this granular lockdowns where they're only going to concentrate on the areas that have transmissions or the transmissions are spiking. But according to Octo, which remember, this is that group that's been right every 100% of the time, they've been right. They said that the Philippines stands a chance of losing control of the pandemic if this granular thing don't work. Because what's going to happen is if they shut my area down, okay, but my job is still open, guess what? I'm going to find a way to get out of there and go to my job. So if I'm carrying the disease, I'm going to carry it with me. But yeah, it's GCQ, man. And in my area, Negros Occidental, from August 20th to September 2nd, cases have spiked 64%, the highest in the Philippines. Remember my video yesterday in the morning? I said we finally had the first case of a Delta variant here where he died. He was an overseas Filipino worker from Bahrain. He came back home to San Carlos City. He was 40 years old and he died. So, man, you know, I don't know, guys. It's going to be pretty tough. Let's see. What's up, John Wells and the NTZ? I want to thank everybody on the NTZ, especially for all that y'all do. Bobby G's on here. I see Ingram Davis. What's up, Hollywood, baby? I see Sam Champion. Sam will tell you that this place isn't like everywhere else. And it's mostly, remember I remind y'all this, that Americans, we're only 4% of the population, but we want to control 100% of the narrative. We think that everything that goes on in America goes on around the world, but it doesn't, man. That's being arrogant. It's being narrow-minded. But you're the ones who always say, oh, yeah, fly everywhere, Calvin. No, and most of y'all haven't even been out of your country before. You know, you never even left the confines of your country. And yet, you're talking about, oh, that happens everywhere. No, it's not true. Let me give you another example. Here's what happened the other day. Remember I told you one of my subscribers was killed the other day? One of my Filipino subscribers was killed over the other day. He's a tricycle driver. He got ran over by a big truck. And no lawsuits over here. The owner of the truck went to the family, paid the funeral and burial expenses, and gave the family some money. Now, that doesn't happen where I live, okay? If you have an accident and you kill somebody, you're not going over there to their house. You're not running over there. The lawyer's going to stop you from running over there to that house, paying anything or saying you're sorry or anything. It's going to go through the courts. That's how you solve that. Not here. Even yesterday, that's 100% of the time, guys. Not just when they feel like it. No, a young lady was killed. They must be giving Boobie a medicine. But a young lady was killed on her motorcycle 2 days ago in Cebu. Same thing. But here's what they did. They locked up the truck driver. They're going to let him go once he works out a settlement with her family. Man, this is the Philippines, man. I don't care what you say. You know, you think that common sense. Well, a lot of that common sense is uncommon sense over here. You know, and a lot of you know good and well that you didn't come over here with the mindset of taking care of a woman, or satisfying a woman. You came over here, you're going to satisfy yourself. And let me see a raise of hands who's coming over here thinking, yeah, my pension is going to work miracles over here. You're not thinking about what you got to do to keep the woman over here, man. So stop with that. Okay. One more thing on the COVID. Yesterday, 22,415 cases. That's another record. Now, this Octa group, research group, they connected with the University of the Philippines. They said it may reach 36,000. They're saying that TJ was right. They did put it, not the Octa group, but the Filipino government threw this number out there that in Manila alone, it could be 16,000 to 43,000 per day. They're saying they doubt if we hit that kind of number, but they don't know now because of this granular lockdown. But it's the fourth day in a row where it's been over 20,000 cases, man. It's really getting bad over here now. Whether or not that's going to affect the opening of this country, I don't know, but I would say yeah. So to the guy who asked me today in that comment, when do I think the Philippines is open, man, I won't even touch that ever again. I won't touch that. There's no way to tell, man. Nobody knows that. Duterte don't even know that. But here's another example that this is the Philippines, this is anywhere else. When you go to rent a property here, the utilities is in the owner's name. So when you move in, the utilities is already on. All right. And then when you move out, the deposit that you paid, they're going to take the last month's utilities off of that deposit. See, I don't care where you are in my country, in America. I don't care if you're renting. I don't care but damn what it is. If it's a house, apartment, you rent a condo, those utilities follow you. They follow you for the rest of your life. And if you don't pay them, it even will go on your credit score. Not like that over here. Matter of fact, credit scores don't mean a damn thing over here. Because we're in the Philippines. This is a unicorn, guys. But no, it's everywhere else. So I just be trying to give y'all some information. But, man, y'all want to push back, man. And it's mainly my American fellow man that want to do that. It's a different place over here, man. Believe it or not. Another thing to let you know, this is the Philippines, this isn't everywhere else. You can stay in this country for 3 years, 3 consecutive years on a tourist visa. You try that in Mexico. I got a friend right now, Carmen Greenwood. She's in Mexico right now. I said, Carmen, what's the tourist, what's the policy there? And she said, they decide, the minute you get there, they decide how long they're going to let you stay. Some people 30 days, some people 90 days, some people 6 months. They decide right then and there. Now, Philippines, you come over here 3 years, guys. But yeah, this is and anybody that's been over here for any particular time will tell you that this is unlike anywhere else, and I'm glad. That's probably the reason why I'm still here. But I get that pushback all the time. I be trying to give y'all information, y'all don't want it. There ain't too many places you can go as an old man like me and just have just a vast selection of young, beautiful women who are willing to give you a chance. Now, whether or not what their intentions are, what their motivations are, and all of that, that's a whole nother live stream. But it's very few places, man, you can go like that. So man, y'all need to stop with all that. Hey, RC in Jacksonville says, morning, Cal. Hope all is well. Aaron Stewart says, good morning, Calvin. Eric Terry says, get the thumbs up, guys. Y'all know that helps, Calvin. Tampa, Florida's in the house. Domingo Ojedo says, I don't think these people talking negative paid attention to what you said. And you said you had a savings. They just don't like that you're helping out foreigners, giving them advice to help. Yeah. If you think you can build a house, a brand new house in your country for $20,000, you can't do it, guys. This is the Philippines, man. Thank you, Domingo. Hey, Jacob Tanjay, good morning, brother. Joe Porter said Calvin's busy giving directions, I think. No, I had to pay that. See, over here, you have to pay. It's a COD. And here she comes now. I'm a COD this package upside her head. What kind of diapers is this? It costs 1,199 pesos for some diapers. Yeah. From who? You? For Booby? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There must be some heck of a diapers or whatever it is. Oh, okay, it's Panthers. Okay. What's up, Daryl Fullmore? Butch Helton said, yes, it is. I've got my LBC boxes ready to go. Yeah, it's a big deal over here, guys. Things are different. Let's see. What's next? The barber says, I didn't realize he was going live this Labor Day. Oops. Got to get that Powerball ticket. $375 million tonight. Wow. Yeah. What's up, Yusuf Amar Habib? Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience is on here, I see. Now, the Dynamic Duo comes on every Friday, Pumpkin Joe. I couldn't deal with John every day, but I got that Kulapo that I'm going to put on him Friday. John, you got to agree to drink this on camera. Niels Brown said, I can't wait to see the Filipino Santas help us. Yeah, Philippines is a it's a unicorn, man. It's everything that goes on over here. It's not like goes on in your country. You think that it's common sense and that goes everywhere you go. It doesn't. First of all, you haven't been everywhere. First of all, a lot of us have never even left our country. But we'll be the first ones to get in somebody's comments and say, Oh, it's like that anywhere you go. It's like that no matter where you go. You can expect that. No, not over here. Uh, without looking it up, I want y'all to tell me if you know the definition of apostasy. And if you don't, I'm going to tell you that it's not even a crime in America, but you can get the death penalty for that in Saudi Arabia. See, but Americans, we 4% of the Earth's population, but we want to control 100% of the narrative. We think that everything around the world is the same as it is in America. That's why when you hear somebody talking in America, me included, before I start traveling around, this world is messed up, or we're the champions of the world. No, you're the champions in America. No, the world's not messed up. America's messed up. See, we always talk in terms of the world. No, we're only 4%. We're very narrow-minded over there. And until you get outside the country, I've been gone for almost 3 years. I'm on the outside looking in. I never realized that was me over there doing that kind of stuff. But that's what we do. Yusuf Habib says, Ugma, that's the water people. He says, I hate Christmas, but yes, I'm Christian. I hate how it drags for weeks and weeks. Remind me to avoid the Philippines in September and onwards. Yeah, you're going to get beat upside your head with Christmas here. Curling and everything. Yeah. Rod said Christmas trees will be required to wear masks. Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience says there's no Christmas like a Philippine Christmas. You have to experience it over here. I love what Chan said. They can't wait to get into Christmas spirit. But that's just the Christmas part. I put that up there to explain to guys that, no, it doesn't work over here the same way it works in your country. You may think it does, but it doesn't. That's the reason why I come over here. I come on camera with a lot of the vlogs that I do to try to help you, to try to form this support group, but y'all pushing back. That's why the Filipino is so far ahead of us. She's willing to listen to her sister. Hello. But we're not willing to listen to our brother, man. Colin B said, yes, the bear months begins Christmas in the fields. Kind of freaked me out when I first visited. That's just that, man. It's all kind of stuff over here that's going to freak you out. Believe it or not, when you get over here. Joe Porter says, well, perhaps if the economy's in tatters, it won't be a very Merry Christmas. See, over here, they celebrate it. It's always like that for a lot of people over here. They don't have a whole lot of money. One of the first times I came over in the Philippines, I started coming in April, and me and that little young lady I told you from Louisiana, I only spent $100, guys. And I'm going to tell you, we bought something. I did this twice. I did it once in Louisiana and once in Zamboanga, man, and you should see. I'm talking about we were just buying these little 99 peso dolls and yo-yos and balls and all kind of stuff, man. It made all the difference in the world. Butch Helton said, I spent Christmas, New Year's in the Philippines in 2018. It was the most humbling experience in my lifetime. You were here with me then, Butch, because we arrived December 5th. It is, man, and it makes you feel like Christmas when you were a child. But the reason I made that is because the title is because everybody keeps saying whenever I try to give out information that that's the same everywhere, or that applies everywhere. It doesn't, man. Mr. Vega said, how ironic that there is no Santa Claus in the Philippines from what I hear. It is, but I got to give them credit. He's a Filipino Santa Claus. You don't see a lot of them Because remember, in America, man, and I can only speak for America, Santa Claus is a big business over there. People, I've got a friend, man, who worked with me at Brown and Williamson Tobacco Corporation. Every Christmas, that was a part-time job, season for him. That was a part-time job for him. Mark Ratner said, Ole Miss taking it to Louisville right now, 23-0, midway through second quarter. Yeah, that Louisville football program, now the basketball programs like this, man. The glory days are going to be over for a while, guys. Now, hit me over the head if Louisville comes back and wins that. But, you're talking about the Southeast Conference with that Mississippi, guys. And that's a fact. Hey, Maurice Howard said, good evening and good morning to you, Sir Calvin. How are you doing? How's the house coming along? I'm going to stop by there today, Maurice. I'm not sure. It's been raining all day yesterday, all day today. So I talked to the engineer yesterday. He came by my house. My girlfriend's got to go to John Wells, if you're on here, man, you're right about your friend who's getting a house built. He said he had to wait 3 months. Well, when I asked the engineer that, he said, yeah, there's a backup. But remember I told you it's good to have a woman over here who's connected. She's connected. She got right on the phone and talked to the people. They're going to give us temporary electricity, which is better than none at all. Because, yeah, there's a backlog here. And imagine building that house and not be able to move in because there's no electricity for 3 months or whatever it is, the waiting list. This is the Philippines, guys. Thank you, John, for sending me that email. And this is, and letting me know I'm not at home. See, no, it doesn't happen everywhere, guys. I was looking at something today because I was looking up some strange things about the Philippines that only happens here. I ran into some crazy stuff around the world that, that you would never even imagine. Don't you know in Saudi Arabia, there's 16 criminal offenses where you would face the death penalty for, and many of them, over a third of them, about 6, guess what? They're not even a crime in America. Okay, engaging in gay sex, consensual gay sex. That's the death penalty in Saudi Arabia, guys. See, but we so narrow-minded over there. A lot of us are, man. We're drinking the Kool-Aid, man, and we think that it's the same around the world as it is in America. It's not, man. I'm telling you. I'll tell you something else that I saw that was shocking to me. You see how China all of a sudden just, boom, comes out, it seems like nowhere, and they're almost on the level of the United States now, especially with this technology and stuff, to the point of passing us. Guess why? They have, since 1979, they haven't been at war with anybody. They've been at peace with their neighbors, basically. But we have been at war ever since. I can't even remember us not being in some type of military conflict or something. Now, we ain't going to start on the politics, but I wanted to bring that up to bring up the thinking is different around here, man. It's different, guys. It's not the same as it is over there. Imagine, I was looking in that same article of since 9/11. This is crazy, guys. America has spent, but yet we won't say anything about it. We won't push back against this. They spent $6.4 trillion on wars after 9/11. And the guy said it's either the bloodiest campaign of revenge in history, is what he called it. 2.3 trillion in Afghanistan. Thousands of young men and women dying. Because that's our man. We got a different mindset over there. To avenge 3,000 deaths, man, But yeah, it's different over here, man. I love the China said I don't see curlers in the States anymore. And you won't see it. But you see it over here. And they just told everybody, don't curl, because of the COVID. But if not, last year, yeah, Year before that, when I was here, yeah. 2018, yep. You're going to see them. They're going to come around. Frank Ellis said, check out the price of those diapers. Yeah, but she said they were underwear as if that made a difference. You know, you're talking about about $25 for some underwear for a 1-year-old? Hell, that's crazy. Hey, James Lyons, what's up, brother? Good to see you again, too, man. Liquor license is on here, I see. Welcome back, Daryl Strong. Yeah, but John, I'm glad you brought that up. Imagine building a house, guys. You spent all that money. You built the house, but you can't move in because you're on a waiting list for electricity. That don't happen where you are, and you know it. You know that. Wonders of Life said New York tops the country with $2,803 average monthly rent. Wow. Ty Cromwell says rent in New York is crazy. What's up, Travel Mike? No, it's not no cool. Is it Kulafa? John, what do you call it? Whatever it is, I'm gonna buy a bottle Thursday, John, put it in the freezer so it'll be ice cold for you when you get here. But from what I heard, it's some kick butt stuff, and it'd be funny to see you drink it from the time we there and see the effects over that, you know, the time we're on live. That's gonna be funny. Hey, Kamal. I got some little bitty cats, man. I got a family of them back here. Daryl Foreman said, Brother Calvin, if John has to drink live, you have to sing live. Let's be fair now. Wife is still waiting to hear it on your live show. I need music, Daryl. George said, John is okay if he don't talk so loud all the time. I'm going to remember to turn down. Let me turn mine down right now while I'm thinking about it. Thanks for reminding me, George, because me and John, what happens is we have our volume up so loud. You know. Hey, Crow's QB said, hello there, sunshine. Yeah, Terry Dale said, try getting a turkey in the Philippines. Well, you know, it's getting more and more popular, Terry, believe it or not. Remember I told y'all we know a couple that own some property up in those mountains. Well, one of the things that they're raising up there are wild turkeys, just for the fact that they're celebrating Thanksgiving because her niece is married to an American and they live over here. And he got them eating turkey. But yeah, it's hard to find them. Yeah, you very seldom see them eating turkeys over here. Yeah, you know, another thing that is a crime over here, it's not a crime in America, adultery. You know, hell, you get praised for being a player over in America. You try to shit over here, excuse my language, and see what happens to you, man. This isn't the West, guys. Adultery. Imagine that. How many people are separated in America, but they're not divorced and they moved on with their life? Caveman C says, fellas, as soon as you land at the airport, don't leave. Go straight to immigration. Extend your 30-day visa for 90 days straight off the bat. Very simple, very easy. That's good advice. You know, if you're able to, man, if, you know, depending on what time you get in there, depending on how tired you are, because remember, you're going to rock it 12 hours ahead if you're coming from the East Coast in America. Some places even further. The West Coast, Hawaii, Alaska. I think Alaska's 14 hours. You know, I wouldn't worry about it because it's simple anyway. But, you know, if you're going to be in Manila, yeah, you may want to do it. If you're going to be in Cebu, because even if you're going to Dumaguete, because those are all-day affairs. Whenever I did it in Dumaguete, the last time I did it, you just had to leave your information there and come back and get it. Same as in Manila. Economy class. He says, the minister of Southeast Asia, the ambassador of the Orient, the pastor of the Philippines. You're funny, man. I be trying to share my experience, but guys be pushing back. They say, oh, yeah, but that's everywhere, they say. Well, you haven't been everywhere. First of all, very few people I know that's been everywhere. It's only in your mind, man. We're narrow-minded over there. I can honestly say I was till I started traveling around. Ron Smith says, my girlfriend has her Christmas tree up already. She lives in Lady. Yeah, it's all kind of stuff going on over here that don't happen in your home country. Wade said you bought a house. No, it's a lot of money to lease land. I didn't lease land. We didn't go that route, Wade, but you can. But nothing's really expensive like that over here, Wade, and it depends. Remember, when you talk about prices in the Philippines, it's like anywhere else. These guys talking about rent. The average rent in New York City is $2,800. Wow. When I left America in 2018, I was paying $900 a month. See, it's the same thing over here, Wade. So depending on where you are, is it in a municipality, is it in a city, province, urban city where, space is at a premium, then you're talking some big money. Come on in, pull that gate. That's Merlin's uncle. She helps him with his medicines. Yeah, come on in. Hun! Wait, come on in. Yeah. Tell her that her uncle's here. Her uncle. Mayan Buntag. That's her father's brother. Yeah, Travel Mike said they will be celebrating Christmas through January. Absolutely, they will be. Let's see. Somebody said America thinks we're number one in everything. Wrong. Yeah, that's the Kool-Aid we drinking over there. And I'm not putting America down. I'm just telling you the truth, man. I'm telling you that when I was over there, okay, I was just as narrow-minded. I used that old language, the world, when I hadn't seen the world. I only seen America. Oh, the world's messed up. They do it, this and that. The world's going to hell. No, wherever you live is going to hell because you don't have experience anywhere else. Derek Greenway said, Calvin, they just have to come over there and be open-minded. Absolutely. But we seem to think that everything that happens there happens over here. It doesn't do it. Frank Ellis said that. He said, America thinks we're number one in everything wrong. I served my country. I paid taxes for 40. Let's see. I started when I was 17. So 41 years, but I tell you what, I was just as narrow-minded. I thought everything that happened in America happened everywhere else, but it just doesn't, guys. Smoke a joint over here and see what happens to you, okay? Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience says, laugh out loud. It's almost time to get the huge Christmas fruit basket to make my wife happy. Yeah, but you got to do that. It's a tradition over here. You have to get 13 different types of fruit on New Year's Eve. And that's a chore because by the time, if you don't get there early, they've already got all the, you can't find a piece of fruit. B. Gunn said, I'll take the Messiahs over Kentuckiana. I know you will. That's a fact. A guy asked me, he says, hey, did you, have you figured out that 3-year, visa problem you got yet? I said, no, but I'm working on a solution, man. I tell you.
No.
It's been I would never go underground, man, but I tell you what, man, if I had to go underground, I'd go back to America. If I didn't have no other options, man, I'm not even going to answer that on screen. Oh, Umping. That means take care, guys. Evan and Jean Travel says, I love Christmas in the Philippines. I do too. Big Surge says, I've been to the Philippines twice and I loved it. But back to the joint. If you think that, everything that goes on over they're legalizing marijuana over there, and, you can go to certain places in California, different places, and, just go to the store, basically, buy a joint, and, you bring a joint over here and smoke it. Get caught with a joint at the airport on your way over here and see what happens. Okay, Mr. All that happens everywhere. I don't know why y'all say that. I don't know why y'all do that, man. It bugs me. Timothy Bright says, hello, everyone. I came to live chat Saturday night. Good to see all of you and some names I didn't see Saturday night. What's up, Sam Champion, James Lyons? Scott Triplett said, my uncle brought his Santa suit when he came to meet his fiance, and we handed out 20 pounds of chocolates at the little church in our wife's province. Kids were blown away. Yeah. Scott Triplett said 90 degrees. Yeah. And there's some foreigners here to do it. They've got Christmas. They've got Santa suits. T1976 said frustrated about not being able to come over there. Would love to find out if the D can hang. LOL. See, that's another thing. I don't see anybody else sitting around waiting to go anywhere else but to the Philippines. People aren't sitting around waiting here, man. I can't wait to, to the Mexico opens. I can't wait, to, Jamaica opens. They're not doing that. Frank Ellis said, I tell people that here they get upset. He said, I tell people that here they get upset. The truth hurts. Travel Mike, thanks for that super chat. He said, you don't miss everything. No, he said, you don't miss something you've never had or never experienced. That is why Filipinos are happy and make the best of everything in situations. And that's absolutely true. And that's why when guys say, oh, you need to take your girlfriend, take her to America, take her to Britain, take her to Australia. Let her see the world where you can't miss something you never had. You can take her around the Philippines and show her a new way to live, show her a new life. Because the masses, they very seldom travel, if ever. Bravo 29 says, hey, Calvin, checking in. My neighbor began playing Christmas music at this time and explained it to me. Cool, yeah. I was in the store yesterday and heard Bing Crosby. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And I mean, it's emotional, man. It'll hit you, man. It'll hit you, man. I promise you. Kamal Fatty says, Calvin, I spend on rent in Austin $1,800 a month. Wow. Just on rent? You could live in a palace. He said, can I live on that good in the Philippines? Yeah. $1,800 you own now. And then just say you take another, because now, if you go to Pacific Cross Insurance, you can get some pretty good plans. The guy sent me 3 plans, man. One of them is only $14,400 for the whole year. And then one guy was on here, Jose in Luzon, said his plan, which is he's got the premium plan, is $1.5 million coverage. It's $610 a year. So yeah, you can live pretty good. Niels Brown, he says, I love the Philippines. I was there for 1 year, then visited again. The rock star treatment you can't find in the U.S. A lot of things can't, It's not just the video I made yesterday about bring the D, I stay at home, where people say, oh, that's everywhere. But you don't come over here with that mindset. You don't come over here thinking of satisfying a woman. You come over here thinking about satisfying yourself, and that your pension can work miracles over here. You're not thinking about satisfying no woman over here, but when I bring it up, oh, that's everywhere, Calvin. All young women, well, you know good and well, if you be honest with yourself, you're not thinking that you're man. Because people, most of the videos you watch, people are telling you where to meet Filipinos, how to meet Filipinos. They're not telling you how to keep them. See, if you be honest with yourself. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give you a leg up on that. Antoine S. says, hi, gentlemen. Know it's off subject, but anybody over there know if a generator would be useful? Because I'm thinking about getting one for the house and the PI. Oh, absolutely. It'd be useful, Antoine S. Just make sure you get the right one. Wong Hung Lo said SEC rules. Yeah, they've got one of the best football I don't want to say what leagues, yeah. Sam Champion said, yes, Santa Claus is in Philippines. Was at both malls in Lipa City, South Luzon, last time I was there. Yeah, he's here. I mean, he's not a big deal like he is in America. But just let me look at some of this stuff. Remember, y'all already looked it up now. I gave y'all plenty of time, but apostasy is not even something, I've never even used that in a sentence before in America. You face the death penalty in Saudi Arabia for that. That's when you denounce a religion or you abandon religion. You know, you renounce, you know, you start talking down about Islam or something over there. It's not even a crime in America, man. So come on, guys. We got to open up our minds a little bit more, guys. And I promise you. Hey, Kente Dynasty said, good day, Calvin. Just finished karaoke. If you put it out there, you may get feedback about proving the D stay at home. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to get feedback. That's not what I'm talking about. I love the feedback. I want to see where people's minds are. But it's a tired feedback when they say, oh, Calvin, that's everywhere you go. Well, you haven't been everywhere, guys. You know, it's not the same everywhere you go. Chuck W. said the reason Christmas is only once a year in the USA is so you have 11 months to pay off your credit cards. Yeah, and Kente Dynasty, what I was talking about was it's also our mindset too. Nobody comes over here with that mindset of, oh, I'm going to the Philippines to satisfy a woman. That's not why we come over here. No man is rightful man, if he can be honest with himself, will tell himself that. Okay. Jerome Morgan said Christmas is so important to most Pinoys. It makes them feel so good inside and they're nicer to everyone. It's truly different over here, man. It's a different season. John Wells, you know, John, when you talk about women, I take that like a grain of salt because I've heard you talk about these guys, women in their face and behind their back. So he said, Calvin, you lucky to have Marilyn. You got to keep her. I wonder what you say about Marilyn when I'm not around. And that's serious business because, you know, I've heard you talk about guys, women, and then when you get in front of them, you talk, it's a different story. Come on, John. You know me, I'm not going to sugarcoat your stuff, man. Big Search at China's past us. Well, one of the reasons is they're not wasting money on these. I mean, if you think, okay, let's don't get into politics, guys, but I mean, we spent 2.3 trillion on Afghanistan. Thousands of young, some of our best and brightest died over there for some bullshit rhetoric, man. That's our thinking in America. We, you know, that's a hell of a revenge, you know, to avenge the deaths of 3,000 people, man. You know, we went But we've been fighting long before that. And then we want to wonder, but we won't never point the finger at this military action, as the cause of a lot of the problems in America, the social problems and different things like that. I was reading a great article in the Manila Times yesterday that was talking about this. And it says, if America would have just spent 1/10 of what it did, getting revenge on these people over here, we would have a 100% effective one-dose COVID vaccine, period. The 6.4 trillion that we spent on wars after 9/11, he said in his article, I'm going to put it in the link too, because I want y'all to read this article, man. See, we've been drinking a lot of Kool-Aid, guys. It's time that you stop drinking the Kool-Aid and start, holding these politicians and people in power accountable. He says that equals the GDP of the Philippines for the last 39 years. Oh, my God. Timothy Bright said, well, I don't miss you, James Lyons. Yeah, Kente Dancy, you don't want to get into politics, but the evil of America. Yeah. But I've got a friend, his name is, he's not a close friend, but he's an associate, Dr. Ricky Jones, and he's a professor of Pan-African Studies at the University of Louisville. Really, I mean, we're the same age, man, but the guy's really like one of my heroes, man. He said everything's politics, though, when you get right down to it, the who, what, when, where, how much. He said it's all politics. And I kind of agree with him. Thomas King said China military is not better than ours. No, it doesn't have to be, but pretty soon, hell, we're not going to have any more money. RLV says everything about basketball is big here. NBA, US, NCAA hoops, Japan B League, and others. Yeah. In the Philippines, yeah. Travel Mike says we don't care about politics. And see, that's another thing. They don't really, you don't hear them talking about politics here, or religion, or sports. You don't see them arguing over here about stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons why I don't want to really be fluent in the language, because I may hear them arguing about that stuff. Joe B said, Cal, you and John friends or associates? Well, we're somewhere in the middle of there, really. We don't really see each other enough, but I consider John a friend. But we basically, you don't have to see somebody every day to be a friend. Scott Triplett said we could reduce military spending 50% and still be number one. But yeah, see, but they flip that around on us, Scott. You know it, and they make it about the servicemen. No, wow. P9 Lover says Mississippi is whipping Louisville. John Wells said Joe B. Sometimes I wonder. No, it's not that. It's just that I don't sugarcoat nothing, John. I tell the truth, man. I'm just saying. I've seen you do that, and that's why I know I'm asking myself, well, what is he saying about me over there when I'm not around? Because it's not that many of us here, John. Alexander Neverman said, we use our military strength to let China come in and get the benefits of our sacrifice. Lord Henry says, oh, my God, I've been playing Bitcoin Christmas music for over a month now, too. Any of you Bitcoin guys out there, it was a big article in the paper here. They're letting people know that Axie Infinity, the operator, is not licensed in the Philippines. They had a big article in the paper yesterday, and they're warning Filipinos. They said, hey, I know y'all made this pay for play type of situation, but you better understand what's going on here and understand our power is limited to go after them if something were to happen. See, and see, people don't get into the intricacies of this stuff. You know, if it sounds good, they jump on it. And that's a fact. Hey, Gil Bellamy, Bobby V said, hello, Calvin. What are your thoughts about Iloilo City as a place to live? Absolutely love Iloilo City. I stayed there, and I could have put that on my list today. Not actually Iloilo City, but I stayed in Miagal, Iloilo, which is in the Iloilo province. Yeah, you're going to love Iloilo City. It's really nice. P9 Lover says more admirals than ships. He says, what about football? Can I watch football over here? Yeah, you can. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my buddy. He's in quarantine now. He just got back from America. He stayed over for 3 months. Philip Cooper. He says that he bought with him a fire stick, and it was jailbroke, I think is the term he used. He says he gets all the games. Yeah, Joe B. So yeah, he can. Philip Jones said US TV now is how you can watch TV, US TV anywhere in the world. No VPN needed. Wow. It's designed for the military. It's out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for the 4 major channels. Wow. Now see, that's type of information I like, Philip Jones, on my channel. That's going to help move us forward. Mark Ratner said, Calvin, your honesty and directness is one of the major reasons I frequent your channel. Well, I appreciate it, man. I really don't know any other way, especially being 8,000 miles from home, man. Why I want to pull punches and be bullshitting, man, over here. LA Detroit says, I'm watching the Safe Places for Expats on live TV right now. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And that's just one of them videos I always put out there because some guy accused me of being explicit. He said, you're getting more explicit on your channel. I said, I'm not getting explicit. I said, I've got over 500 videos. I try to cover the 360. I said, but hell, we're 45 and over on my channel. If we can't talk about sex, see, you see what I'm talking about? If you talk about sex, Americans jump on your case like, man, sex is natural, man. It's as natural as breathing. What's the big deal for that, about that? I'm 58, man. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. Nobody's going to censor me like that, man. I mean, it's nothing. I think I was being pretty classy by using the D and pushing the button, ringing the bell. I could get explicit, but I don't, you know. But it's really not, you know, come on, guys. We too old for that. And it's real, you know, it's happening whether you talk about it or not, okay? It's happening, guys, whether you talk about it or not. Whether I talk about it, it's happening over here, and it's happening a lot over here. Daryl Fulmore says, Ilo is dripping with success. He's talking from experience. Yeah, your wife's from there, Daryl. I fell in love with Iloilo City the first time I arrived there. I rode a boat because my wife's sister lives there. She lives in Miagal, Iloilo. It's about 45 minutes outside there. But you ride the boat. Now, we went from Cebu City to Iloilo City. And I arrived there, man. I fell in love with it the minute I saw the place. Hey, Timothy Bright, thanks for the super chat. He says, I won't go to Iloilo because Cal Deadman will be over there. It won't be peaceful and quiet. Karaoke is enough. But Cal, oh my God. But it's big enough, man. You won't have to even worry about seeing Cal. Believe it or not. But, you know, another thing over here, you know, Cal Deadman, he was talking about how high his credit score is. Well, see, over here, credit score means absolutely nothing. I mean, you know, they've got businesses in my country. People get rich fixing people's credit and all this and all that. It's such a big deal over there. But over here, it's not. It's mute, really. You know, your word is your bond. Your word is your credit over here. It's mostly a cash society over here, you know. Um, I'll tell you something else is different over here about this place. Now imagine going through 4 years of college, just say to be a teacher, right? You graduate, you get your diploma, you ready to go to work, but they say, you can't go to work. You got to pass the board exam. That's for every job over here, guys. It's like the bar exam for being a lawyer. I think that's the only one you have to pass in America, if I'm not mistaken. Help me out if I'm wrong. But if I graduate with a business degree in America, I can go to work the next day if somebody hires me. But here in the Philippines, you can't do that. You got to get certified. You got to pass that board exam. Whether it's a teacher, whether you're an engineer, I don't care what you are, a nurse. Now, I know in America, a nurse, you do have to pass that exam. Yeah, Cal Dabney said you should have put Ilo on there. That's where my house is. Beautiful place. Yeah, but the city is not going to be so low in crime, the city. Now, Miagal, Ilo, yeah. I should have put that on there, and I don't know why I went blank. I forgot about Miagal, Ilo. Trust me, guys, on this one. I stayed there over 2 months. And it's a municipality, but it's in the province, really. But it's a municipality. It's really a nice place. Oh, okay, Philip Cooper. He said, I'm out of quarantine now, Calvin. Headed up north, leaving Manila. Traffic is a bitch here. Yeah. Uh-huh. Tell him again, Philip. Yeah, one is a like bar exam for lawyers. Yeah, but over here, you got to pass exam for everything over here. Philip Jones says, I'll be there permanently in 1 year. I'm bringing 10,000 just to get started. Yeah, I bought 17,000, but I had a monthly income that was going to kick in. I came in December, that was kicking in January. See, Scott Triplett said we paid for review for 4 of the wife's cousins to help with boards. Yeah, and I did the same thing. They review first. And then, it's good to have that review. Benny G said, Calvin, content is not systematically censored in the Philippines. So why should your channel be? Appreciate you keeping it real. Thanks, Benny G. It's not that they're trying to censor me. It's just that when you try to help people and give them good information, they push back on it. And they've never been here. It's like, okay, that happens everywhere. I knew that already, they said. Okay. Hey, Cal Debman, thanks for the super chaser. Cal Tim B has nothing to worry about. He can't leave the U.S. anyway. They don't allow that type of animal in the Philippines. Okay, Cal, now you breaking your own rule. But yeah, Timothy B, Ilo is a big enough place. You won't even see Cal. Yeah, Jacob Tanjay, you're right. He said the Sunshine Crew board exam equals tax. There's a lot of smart, innovative ways that they use to raise money over in the Philippines. That's why I'm trying to tell you, the country's not poor, y'all. A lot of people are poor over the country. You got to pay to leave the Philippines. Imagine that. Yeah. You got to pay to leave this place. It used to be 750 pesos. Then it went down to 550 pesos. Now I think it's back up to 750 pesos. I didn't know that my first time here. I mean, I was there at the airport. I went to check in. I checked in my bags. I went to go back in the waiting area. Nope. I had to pay 750. So I went scrambling around looking for ATM and everywhere. You have to pay to get in here, to leave here, I mean. Marlo B. Allegria, Jr. Allegra says, so what do you think about the troops leaving Afghanistan? I'm glad. They never, if you ask me, they'd have never went over there. I mean, now you got the Taliban flying around in Black Hawk helicopters, riding in bumper cars, and talking on iPhones and stuff. I mean, I'm not afraid of the Taliban in Louisville, Kentucky, in the West End. There ain't no Taliban over there, man. Come on, guys. That's what I'm saying. Hell, Christians scare me worse than any of the Muslims anyhow, if you really want to be honest about it. Yeah, I'm more afraid of Christians than I am Muslims. When you look at my history, hey, Michael Dawsonville said, hey, Calvin, what's going on, brother? Thank you for all the good information you're giving us. You were born to do what you do. Keep up the good work. Man, I appreciate you, man. And his wife is from the same place I used to live in, Zamboanga City, man. I didn't put that. That's not a safe place, but it's a good place. Mario's, in my opinion, he said, was it good to leave that base? In my opinion, yeah. I'm in my humble opinion. To be honest with you, man. Tito Cha says, hit the like button, guys. Y'all know that helps Calvin. Yeah, Roger Akers, he said you have to pay to leave most Southeastern countries at airport tax. Yeah, it's a lot of things, That's probably why the Philippines lets you stay here, Roger Akers, for 3 years. You keep on paying over and over, mandate. But because no foreigners have been allowed in here, that I forgot what they call that tax, that fund that you pay, that express pay fund that pays a lot of the salaries of the Bureau of Immigration employees, it went bankrupt. Yeah. Hey, Timothy Bright, thanks for the super chat. He says, hey, Cal, you faked me with a right and jabbed me in the chin, but I have an orange chin. Pick me up at the airport. Good to be back tonight, fellas. Yeah. Welcome back, Timothy Bright. Yeah, I had to leave the Philippines, man. I was shocked. I was like, wow. Luckily, man, they had an ATM. I left from Cebu. I had to leave the terminal. It was right outside the terminal. But it's all kind of stuff that they do here to get money, man, that you wouldn't believe it. This place is not poor. Wow, Leroy H said it was $8.50 when I left in 2019. Wow. Kalua Boy says, Manny got heart, no brains, but I would vote for him. I guess, see, that's what we do. We play that personality politics over there, I think he'd be better off serving the people in another capacity, not as the president. He doesn't have enough, I just don't think, you got to realize, Manny Pacquiao never graduated from high school, guys. I mean, not that should be a prerequisite for anything, but he didn't. They gave him his high school diploma. Then they gave him his college degree. You wouldn't want nobody like that running your country. I don't think. Hey, Elena, for real, she said, hey, Calvin and everyone, husband and I watching your live. Thank you so much. What's the name of y'all's channel? Is it Elena for reals? Is that the name of it so I can send people over there? Joseph Relaford said, living in America is a deep killer. I just try to put y'all up on information like that to let you know, look, man, when you come over here, yeah, your money's going to attract that woman, but it's not going to keep her. It's a lot of things you got to do to keep your woman over here, man, and then especially when you're going to take her home back to America. Now, see, Niels Brown said, hey, Calvin, do you have any recent information on how many expats are in the Visayas recently? I can't seem to find any info online. No, but I was just reading yesterday, there's 200,000 Americans expats in the Philippines. I didn't know it was that many. But they're mostly up in Luzon, which is the biggest island in the Philippines. So you would think, and they around, Angeles City, Olongapo, Manila, Quezon City, those places up there, Cavite, where they can access those. You know, some of the places in the Philippines you can live, and you're not really missing out on anything, really. I mean, you know, your cost of living is going to be a little bit higher, but you're not missing out on a whole lot of nothing, guys. You know, if you move up there, back, you know, move in Cebu, around that area, Manila, them places like that, you're not missing out on a whole lot. Okay, Caveman C, thank you. He says, listening while driving, so it's great you are reading our comments. Good job. Thank you. That's Carmen Greenwood. Hello, Calvin and John. And she's the one told me. I said, well, how's the immigration policy in Mexico? She said, well, they decide when you get there how long they're going to let you stay. 30 days, 60 days, 6 months. Yeah, see, over here, you in there for 3 years, man. I mean, you know, as long as you paying your extension every month, 2 months or 6 months. Travel Mike, thanks for the super chat. Said, guys, get prepared for the young province women that will race each other down the mountain and swing from coconut trees to be the first to jump on you. Now, see, that's the kind of talk. I can't talk. I would never talk like that, Mike, because it's one thing to give you the nitty gritty, but it's another thing to insult people, man. I won't do that. Do Filipinos compete for husbands and foreign husbands? Absolutely. But I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to, you know, that's too, come on, guys. We got to be more respectful than that. LA Detroit says, wow, 200,000. That's a lot. But Chinese number one with 400,000. Linda Lothar says Brad Pitt is in his 50s now, looking a little haggard. Yeah, she says still cute, but hell, he's lived it'll tell how you've been living when you get to your 50s, and we talked about this before. It tells how you lived in the 30s. Luckily, I stopped drinking at 35. Hello. And hell, I look 10 times worse than I do now. I've got a brother that's 3 years older than me. I promise he looks 15 years older than me. You know, he's, one of my best friends. I grew up, riding his coattail, but hell, he drinks and smokes weed and stuff. He looks a lot older than me. And that's what Brad, I'm pretty sure, hell, he get the best food, the best drink, the best women, hell, he probably wore himself out in the 30s. Bobby V says, you can get Filipino pesos here in the U.S. through Wells Fargo. They were delivered to your home by FedEx. There's a fee to get the peso, and you can get as much as you want. Yeah, well, see, now you're defeating the purpose, Bobby V, because you're paying, depending on what the fee is. Because, okay, remember you're going to pay the, I guess that would be like paying the exchange rate. It just depends on how much the fee is going to be. Peanut Lover says, La Union, Luzon is where I live. I've got a friend up there. I consider him my friend now. He lives up there in La Union. I mean, he bought I think the house over there's nothing to what he purchased though. Already the big lot. I think his lot, if I'm not mistaken, he told me his lot was 600 square foot. I think his house is 350 square foot or something. He sent me a picture of it. It's ridiculous. What's up, Road to the Philippines? I see you on here. It says somebody deleted your message. Are you cursing, Danny? Linda Lothar said, King Arthur, I'm about 100 years too old for what you guys like. Taberly says, yeah, Calvin, but genetics plays a role. It does. Exercise and don't eat too much. Stay thin. Better for your body, knees, joints. Absolutely. And you're right about that. Thank you for reminding me that. Mario says California, there's nowhere else to live or rent. Okay, Ricardo Evans said Dr. Mike did a vlog on how to keep your peanut. Yeah, I'm subscribed to Dr. Mike. He's one of the early guys that I was subscribed to. Iman McGear says, respect for giving your opinion, Calvin. It's not the usual blinkered American view on things they know. Yeah, I used to be that way, though, until I got outside of there. And I'm looking in. You know, I'm on the outside looking in now, man. And it's scary, man. It's scary. Believe it or not. Yeah, it's scary. A lot of the thinking over there. Tyrone St. Cyr says, Calvin, how's the Delta variant there? Do you think I can buy my ticket? No. For February 2022, should I wait until I know for sure? Yeah, wait. Because it's raging over here. 22,000. It's now the most dominant variant here. 22,000 COVID cases a day. Set a record today. 4 days in a row, it's over 22,000. Right here in this little bitty St. Carlos City, they just had their first Delta variant case and death. He died. So, yeah, it's scary now. Yeah, to Burley Calvin, Mike hooked you up with these logos. Yeah, he did hook me up with like two that I use. Yeah, that's great the way people look out for each other. Yeah, I don't have a problem with, I think I've said this so many times that I treat these vloggers, man, we're a community, man. If we can't help each other, we can't look out for each other, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, he's got the ones where I got the real big arms and it says Sunshine Shoulder shirt. And I got it in my, you know, my Rolodex that I push up and sometimes it'll come up. Yeah, and I thank them for it, man. Kenneth McEaston said, just canceled my ticket today. Yeah. Guys, don't be buying no tickets. It's going to be a while before this place opens. The Burley said, those big arms are lifelike. They're crazy, man. LA Detroit said, how about getting a couple of solar panels for your new house? And me and John, we were talking to a guy in McDonald's a couple of Fridays ago. He's getting it done, so I'm going to talk to him. But, yeah, that's something I'm going to look into because these brownouts, man, you're never going to get, you know, and when the last time you had a brownout over there, unless you had some type of major storm and knock down half the electric lines in your neighborhood, and then the minute they knock them down, you got somebody there putting them back up. Good luck over here where they schedule a brownout, and, you know, I don't care if you paid your bills, you could be 10 months ahead, and they're going to cut you off for 12 hours. Linda Lothar said, Calvin, I'm big into gangster rap. How about you? I used to be when it first came out. Is gangster rap even around anymore? I don't think it is. It's mumble rap, but I guess you're talking about the old rap the old gangster rap with Eazy-E and all those places. All those guys, Eazy-E, Ice Cube, all of them like that. Yeah, I was big into that, but not now. This isn't gangster rap. I don't know what they call this. It's not gangster rap. Mumble rap. I can't understand what they're saying. Hey, Michael Onstead, thanks for the super chat. He said there are health insurers that will cover COVID. Yeah, you're going to need it, guys. King Arthur, Cal, what city are you in? Cal's in Anchorage, Alaska. Yeah, LA, Detroit, NAA was it. I mean, there's a bunch of them, I guess you could say DJ Quick. Was he gangster rap or something? Timothy Bright said, I'm in the mood for Earth, Wind, and Fire. Thanks for that super chat. Yeah, but okay, Linda Lothar said, no, don't sleep on the new stuff. Okay, who? Tell me somebody. Ty Cromwell says, anyone know what part of the Philippines Bobby D and Lisa D live? Yeah, they live in Cebu. Yeah, Mario B. He said they sound stupid. I'm old school. Ice-T, Africa Bombada. Yeah. Oh, okay, Calvin, listen to me. Pop Smoke. Yeah, he's the one got killed. You know. Yeah, Joe B. He said you're probably a BDP, KRS-One, Public Enemy. Yeah, like me. Yeah, I was, see, but now, not anymore, guys. Hey, Tyrone St. Cyr says, thanks for the super chat. He said, just a little something to keep the good information coming. Man, I'm going to give it to you anyway, Tyrone, because I don't want you to come over and get blindsided. See, people think that they know this place over here, but they really don't. Hey, Zorba Dundee said, Merry Christmas, Calvin. Hey, thank you, brother, because, yeah, they started over here already. Alexander Neverman says, Calvin asked Michael Onstadt, Michael, are you listening? He said, does Pacific Cross cover the U.S.? Oh, okay, Linda Lothar. She said, no, listen, I am old too, but the new stuff is to die for. It's crazy, but I listen to it some. Living now over here, this TikTok, they listen to a lot of rappers and stuff, but they really don't know who it is. They just like the music to dance to the TikTok stuff with it. Yeah, Mario said, yep, Snoop Dogg said he hates it. What's up, Uncle Mo? Oh, yeah, Jeff S. He said, listen to Chief Keef. I listened to Chief Keef, but it's been like 4 or 5 years ago. Now, is he still around? I know he's out of Chicago. Lonely in the USA, y'all a bunch of simps. Yeah, really? Simp this. Whatever a simp is. See, guys like you come over here and get rolled because the rules aren't the same over here. It may be a simp over there, but it's not a simp over here. See, you can't come over here with those American gangster ways because they'll send you back in a body bag over here. It's people in the Philippines much more powerful than anything. It's not legal in America to be as powerful as some of the people are over here. So come on over here with all that gangster stuff if you want to. Lonely in the U.S. and you'll see what happens to you. Like so many other ones that come over here. It was a brother got killed over here trying to be a bully. Yep. Pushing up on something. Now he's pushing up on daisies. And this ain't the same over here. Believe it or not, it's time for you to go now. You're attacking people now. Take care. Stay safe. Lonely in U.S. Take care, stay safe, and stay COVID free. That foolishness, man. Trying to help y'all. Hey, Peter Anthony, what's going on? Elbert Johnson said the girl's father step up. Not yet. I sent out a letter for and I hope she writes more. I suggested that she write one a week. I mean, it's worth it, guys. I mean, can you imagine sit down for 5 minutes and write out your thoughts to your father, one a week? One's going to get through, but she gave me one. And yeah, Linda Lothar, but here's what you have to understand. She said, but if you go to the Philippines and you get with a young girl, how can you talk about music? Because I'm going to tell you something, okay? When I met my wife, I was 47, she was 24. But we listened to the same music. Guess what was playing in her house the first time I went down to Zamboanga to visit her family? The Stylistics, Bet You by Golly Wild. They like R&B over here. They like all that kind of stuff. You know, we had the same type of musical taste. And then she even helped me onto some stuff, some Filipino music over here, man. Don't think, man, these Filipinos over here, man, they be rapping, they be singing, you know, they're talented. Oh, Rodriguez, what's going on? He said, watching from South Georgia. Toberly says, Calvin, I appreciate the real deal talk. It's not the USA. Getting my passport one day. I hope to get there. Just enjoy, see what happens. No expectations except enjoy. Yeah. And see, that's where you really need to be right there. To Burley, you know, just come over here and have a good time. And don't worry about falling in love and getting married and getting shacked up and all that, man. You have a good time. Lonnie Franklin says, so cows better get pesos. Well, you don't have no choice. You got to get pesos over here. They don't accept dollars, Lonnie, over here. Only to exchange them. Frank Ellis said they like the old school R&B. Absolutely. Man, Casey and JoJo's big over here. They like gods over here. Luther's a god over here. Believe it or not, Kente Dynasty said the best music is the best music. That is what I produce. Listen to Imperial Brown. Most of the best karaoke is from the 70s and 60s. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Definitely the 70s. Look at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. My God, the 70s has just, they bullied there where they bum rushed the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, guys. Yeah, Roger Akers, absolutely. He said, do I like Air Supply? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love Air Supply. And they love them over here. Shit. J.A. said, NTZ, the trolls are working. Yeah, I got rid of one of them. Already. Yeah, but Linda, don't be shocked when you get over here, older guys. You know, yeah, these women they up on the music, you know, but I don't think that's going to let them. That's going to cause any problem, you know. Hey, King Arthur, thank you for the super chat. He said nothing better than old school Motown. Detroit. Oh, man. I tell you what. If you really want to hear a good single, man, listen to, what's his name? The David, the song for the Temptations, man. My mind is bad if I can't remember his name. It was just on the tip of my tongue. I'm getting old, guys. Come on, guys. Somebody help me. David Ruffin. Thanks, King Arthur. Man, you're talking about some singing, guys. This guy can sing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, man, Buntag. Philip Jones, and I got to disagree with you here, but people believe this. He said, think about the influx of foreigners when it opens. Their first time arrival there, going to their first bar, drinking shots, waking up with no money. It would make a good movie. Yeah. Now, I'm sorry. I thought you was going somewhere else. Yeah, you're right. But I thought you was talking about the influx of foreigners, because it's not going to happen, guys. People don't come here for some reason. That's one reason I love the Philippines. It takes a certain type of individual, not only to come here, but to stay here. Imagine, we're right over here, the Philippines, with Thailand. But Thailand, 39 million visitors. The Philippines, 8 million. Really? Thanks for King Arthur for that super chat. David Ruffin, my girl. Any of them, man. I mean, and plus, they were just so smooth with it, man. The way he break down on his knees and all kind of stuff, man. John called her, said, "Hi, Calvin, are you getting effects from Typhoon Jolene?" Let me show you. It's raining like crazy here right now, guys. It's been raining all day and all night. And I'm glad they got that roof on over there at my house. That way the guys can still work. Yeah, David Ruffin, man. You talking about some singing, man. Them guys could sing, man. But I tell you what, I don't know if any of you guys is hip to the dramatics or not. You got to be kind of a connoisseur of music to be. They were just as good as the Temptations and L.J. Reynolds. See, because my voice is kind of deep, I love the baritone type singers. L.J. Reynolds of the dramatics, man. Teddy Pendergrass, those type people. David Ruffin. See, I like them gravelly. What's the guy from the Dales? What was his name? I like those type guys. But yeah, John Calder, yeah, we're getting pummeled here. It's raining a lot harder than the camera's showing. It's a steady rain. It's been doing it all day. Bill Jones said, "I've had Mickey's poured in my drinks here there, but was with a good woman. I spent a lot, but I did have money in my wallet. Be careful. Don't ever tell anyone it's your first time there." Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's great advice, Philip Jones. Yeah, don't ever tell anybody, except for the Filipino girl. Now, if you're not going to the bars like Angeles City and stuff like that, because Filipinos, they love first time. They love expat virgins, man. They do. Kente Dynasty. He said, "Yeah, I know about dramatics with L.J. Reynolds." Man, you talking about L.J. Reynolds, man, Stop Your Weeping. Go on and listen to Stop Your Weeping and just songs like that, man. These guys could sing, man. Today, I'm trying to figure out where's everybody gone. Yeah, Marvin Jr., Kente Dynasty, yeah. Terry Dale says, "I ended up going to the Philippines because I didn't want to go where everybody else was going, Cuba, Dominican Republic, everywhere else." And see, that's why I say all the time, Terry, you hit on something. There's so much temptation between the U.S. and the Philippines. That's why a lot of men don't make it over here. You got the DR, Cuba, Brazil, Colombia, so many places. They never get this far. And that's a good thing, guys. You know, some guys say, "What do you think? 1 out of 10 that says they're coming is coming?" No. I say 1 out of 100. It may even be 1 out of 1,000 that say they're going to come. Edwin Cornier says, "My biggest fear if I move to the PI would be my daughters would hate me. I really would like to live there." Yeah. See, it's kind of like what's happened to me. I've got 4 adult daughters, and they don't understand right now. My oldest is 25. I got a 24, 21, and 19. They should be old enough to understand about happiness now. But I don't know, you know, I'm talking to them, but I don't know if they listening. They listen more to their mother, and I don't know why they think I'm here. But, you know, we've had some falling outs about me being over here and, you know, taking care of my 24-year-old the other day said, "You know, you're always taking care of unemployed women," and, you know, just something crazy she said. Hey, thank you, Katrina Kopp, for that super chat. She says, when we help someone else, we help ourselves. Absolutely, it's true. One of my subscribers, his name is Brian Rohrer, I think his name is. He sent me something from TikTok. It's a story of a homeless guy was helping another homeless guy. Well, he didn't know the homeless guy was a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. It was really touching, man. And the guy ended up coming back 2 or 3 days later. Let's Let's see. Yeah, Cedric Rogers, Teddy P, absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about when Teddy had got to the point where he was only playing women concerts only because women love that voice like that, but Teddy could put it down. Will Rose said, Calvin, the truth is I walk literally Gucci in Thailand. I probably get kidnapped in Philippines like that. No. Now, if you go down in Tawi Tawi, Swaziland, Holo Salu, yeah, but anywhere else, no one's going to bother you here. They probably won't even pay you any attention. You're going to be religious. I mean, you're going to be invisible, Will Rose. But I don't know what you're talking about, Gucci. See, that's one of them words where I hear my daughters and stuff talking about that. Ty Cromwell says, people skip the Philippines for Thailand, the food. I don't think men do that. But yeah, I heard that they do have a lot of. Roger Aker said, didn't finish my message. Most Brits go to Thailand. Yeah, I mean, but you got to understand something. The same amount of Brits that go to Thailand, Americans come to the Philippines. About 1 million British go to Thailand every year. About 1 million Americans come to the Philippines. Roger, I just think that the Philippines has, because before you ever come, they make the decision not to come. Before they've ever been to Thailand or the Philippines, they make the decision to go to Thailand or somewhere else besides the Philippines based on what they've heard. They don't even make it here because people say, oh, well, they skip it for the food. Well, how would they know, Thai, if they never been here? See? They'll say, oh, the infrastructure. Well, how do you know the infrastructure in Thailand is better than the infrastructure in the Philippines unless you come? I mean, it's crazy. But that's what they do. Chico Kiko said there used to be a store here in New York City in the 70s called Crazy Eddie, and they used to have their Christmas in August sale. Yeah, they always have a Christmas in July sale, but no, this is really Christmas here. Zorba Dundee said, I would rather go to Philippines than Thailand. Me too, and I've never even been to Thailand before, but I've been to the Philippines, and I just don't understand for the life of me why this place doesn't get more. I mean, at least first-time tourists who may then leave and not come back because of the shortcomings here, but they never even make it here to say, oh, I don't want it, because they going off some crazy data, man. They going off some stuff that was happening a long time ago, because hell, Thailand is no more politically stable than the Philippines. I would say the Philippines is more politically stable than Thailand, with all them coups and different things like that. Dorba Dundee said they never had a Lachan, Calvin. It's a lot of things over here that are really, really good. Joe B says, I've had a whole lot of fun in Thailand, but the Philippines is a better place to hang my hat. And I'm glad that, we got people on here who've been to both. I haven't been to both. I'm just trying to see, people don't even come to the Philippines to make a decision. They just don't come. They go other places. Imagine, okay, Thailand, 39 million. Malaysia now, which is right next borders, well, not really borders it, but real close to the Philippines in their territorial waters. 19 million, man. 19.5 million. But the Philippines, 8.2 million, and that was the most. That was in 2019. That was a record. I can't put my finger on it. I'm like, man, this place is unbelievable. And it's one of the reasons I stay here, because you can still go to places here and you're the only You know, it's under tourism. But see, I'm doing a video. I'm getting my thoughts together on a video. 5 more reasons to love the Philippines, and under tourism is one of them, man. You can go places here, man, where you're gonna be the only one on the damn at the resort. You're gonna be the only one on the beach. Thanks for the super chat, Mike. He said, after 52 years and 3 marriages, I would rather take care of myself than date or marry another American woman of any color. I'm sick of the attitudes. Man, you right there with me. That's a word I can never remember. Attitude. That's what it is. Philip Jones said in Thailand, all the fun there is a transaction with no emotion. You can't say that about Philippines. Yeah, you know, Philippines has the unspoken agreement, but yeah, it's a whole lot better than just that, you know, coming right out and, you know, being so businesslike about it. Joe B says, I go to, how do you pronounce that? Because I think you're spelling that wrong. Is that Pattaya? When I visit Thailand, oh man, Cal, it'll blow your mind. See, I'm going to have to go there eventually. Because I heard so much about that place in Phuket. But over here, you know, but see, only place here that's really going to be crowded with tourists is Boracay that I've ever been to. Even if you go to Pang Lao Bahal, as beautiful as that is, as nice as that is, and everybody should have known about Alona Beach by now, it's never crowded like that. Now at night, people come out and go to those restaurants and they put the tables and stuff on the beach, and you know, you'll see a crowd, but during the day you don't see it. And that's what I like about this place. That's why I love Siquijor Island, man. You go there, man, you're not gonna see nothing. It's gonna shock you. You'll be like, where is everybody? Clint Dow said you have root beer over there. Yeah, they do. I don't see people drinking it, but yeah, they've got it. Let's see what he says. He says the Philippines is overshadowed by Thailand. Okay, Marlo North says, Philippines is overshadowed by Thailand due to geographical location, gentlemen. Thailand is an island. Otherwise, they would be equally popular. Yeah, you're right. See, that's one thing about the Philippines is this. You can only get here by land, by air and sea. It doesn't border anywhere, because if it did, you'd probably have more visitors here. But I just don't understand the 39 million, Marlo, versus the 8 million. King Arthur, thanks for the super chat. Said, travel, Mike. I couldn't agree with you more. American women are so materialistic. And one thing I don't like about American women is their expectations are just so super high. Despite what, there's nothing wrong with that. If you think you're worth that, but you're a 3, but you want your man to be a 10. But you got to look good, perfect teeth, muscular body, 6 foot, great job, 12-inch deep. You got to have it all. Nice car, beautiful home, no kids, 800 credit, but you live in a project. See, I can't, that's one thing that I can't deal with. Mr. Vega said Thailand was my #1 potential retirement destination, but I've changed to the fields. Thailand seems like a scummier dating bag. Well, I know one thing, their police, if you think the Filipino police are corrupt, it's nothing like this Thailand police. And you're welcome here, guys. Is what I'm trying to tell you, where they say that it's so many, it's over tourism over there. You're not really welcome in Thailand anymore. I I just don't understand why people don't at least come here, make up your mind to come back or not. They just never come here. I mean, you gotta tell me why people never come to begin with. Hey, Arvel Hedrick, thanks for that super sticker. But as more and more people, because there's so many vloggers on the Philippines and they giving you the whole 360. They're showing you the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. As more people get to know more about the Philippines, that it's more than these bar girls and poverty. They're gonna give it a look, man. That's why, a lot of my channel, I'm gonna tell you how it really is. Am I an expert? I know what I know, but I'm gonna give you my bird's eye view of it. And I'm telling you now, I don't understand why more people don't come here. You're over here anyway. You go to Vietnam, Malaysia, Cambodia, Thailand, India. You might as well just come on over here to the Philippines and see what's going on over here, and you'll be surprised. You better leave the Philippines for last, because if you leave it for first, you're not going to go anywhere else. I promise you that, man. Mark Ratner said Philippine police sound like they pretty much leave foreigners alone unless you're acting a fool. Yeah, unless you're acting a fool, unless, but that's the whole people over here. They leave you alone. King Arthur, thanks for that super chat. He said corrupt police go to Tijuana, Mexico. Yeah. Now, see, they've got some stuff like that going on over here, but not like over there. I just want to go somewhere where I'm welcome. I don't really care where it is, as long as I'm welcome. And that's what the Philippines is going to give you, man. You're welcome here. I mean, you're sincerely welcome. And they're going to leave you alone. See? Believe it or not. 8 million? It's crazy. And 39 million. Thailand is not that much better than the Philippines. I promise you that. Brian Bond said, Cal, how safe do you think Filipino and Filipinos feel in the Philippines versus foreigners? Oh, yeah. They feel safe. Now, you got to understand something, Brian. Their whole thinking is different than ours. If somebody tells them something, they're going to believe it. What's it? Contempt without prior investigation or something they call it. See, the Philippines don't do that. Yeah, they do that, I mean. If somebody tells you, oh, you better not go to Siquijor Island, they got witchcraft and stuff like that over there, they're not going. They're not going to investigate on their own, but of course they feel safe here. This is, if you're not fooling around with drugs, if you're not fooling around with somebody's wife over here, or boy, or husband, or something like that, if you're not running for public office, if you're not a lawyer, you really don't have anything to worry about. But but I think Filipinos feel safe here. To be honest with you, they've never shown me that fear, Brian. That's a good question, though. But they've never shown me that fear. They've never, the fear that they've given me has been real fear. Like down in Zamboanga, they'll tell you, hey, don't talk about the Abu Sayyaf. Don't even say it. You can't even say those two words down there, But that's what's so crazy about it. See, when I first went to Zamboanga, I never knew about rebels. I never knew about the insurgency. I never knew anything about that. It just looked like a regular Filipino community. The minute they said that, not only did my thinking change, but I saw a different Philippines. It's like the elephant in the room. They're walking. They know at any time a bomb could go off, anything, but they just go about their business like nothing's wrong. And that's what's. If you go to Zamboanga ever, you're gonna get that eerie feeling like that. Thanks, Mike, for that super chat. He said the rich expats in Thailand say that the Philippines is a poor man's Thailand. I think we are smarter because it's cheaper and the women are as good. Yeah, the poor man's Thailand. Come on, man. If they came over here, they would be shocked at how much wealth it is over here. Arvo Hedrick, thanks for the super chat. He said, I'll be back in Manila on Monday. Wow. He said, my peanut wife and I are expecting our daughter in 2 weeks. Hey, congratulations, man. And welcome back. You coming back at a good time. Really, Manila's on GCQ. They're not locked down like they were before. Yeah, congratulations, man. And yeah, you coming back at a good time, really. Now, what's going to happen after that 2 weeks, I can't tell you, but excuse me. You coming back at a good time. Mike Williams said 2014, I read an article. They believe it has something to do with the kids sleeping on the streets in Manila and think that has something to do with tourism. Yeah, but see, the Philippines has so many destinations and it's so vast. I promise you that you can come here and if you consciously didn't want to see poverty, you wouldn't see it. Yeah. And Mark Clancy said, remember your number one rule. Yeah, you know what that is. Yeah, Frank Ellis. But a new person doesn't know this. Now, okay, Thailand's infrastructure is much better than the Philippines and the food. Facts. Okay, but how does a new person know that? If you never come here, if you just keep going to Thailand and never come to the Philippines, it's not 39 million versus 8 million better. I can guarantee you that. It's not that much better. J.H. said Frank Ellis agreed. Yeah, but how would somebody who's never been to the Philippines make that distinction? They never even come here to begin with. They just bypass the Philippines altogether. If Malaysia is getting 19 million, double the amount. Now, of course, they have some land boundaries. They border other countries, which that adds to people, that adds to your numbers. I mean, what's that saying, man? Let's see. He says, to Burley, says, Calvin, one of the most interesting things you compared was your happiness and self-worth to a business product. Yeah, it's the same thing to Burley, but when somebody like me comes over here to Southeast Asia, to the Philippines, they say, what are you doing? You're crazy. They put me down. But I come over here for the same reason a lot of businesses come over here. The cost of doing business is cheaper. The profit is higher. Okay? And they call you a genius if you do that in the business world. But for somebody like me that comes over here, I'm a fool. I'm a sexpat. Something's wrong with me. I'm unpatriotic. I'm all those things. But I am my business. You're your business to Burley. Yeah, JH. Yeah, I understand, but you got to understand something, JH. Brownouts aren't Filipino wide. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can go places here and not experience brownouts. When I lived in Cebu for 2 years, I never experienced a brownout, Jay. I'm just trying to tell you that it's not, I've never been there, but I'm saying, as nice as it is here, I'm talking about as a foreigner, as an expat, being able to live a certain standard of lifestyle. Man, If Thailand is 39 million times, 5 times better than the Philippines, then sign me up for Thailand then. But I don't think it is. I think there's a reason, it's a bigger reason behind people not coming here. Trouble Mike says, anybody been to Nicaragua? I'm about to try it out soon. Man, be careful over there. Yeah, Frank Ellis, it's all about reputation too. See, and that's what I'm thinking, Frank. I'm thinking the Philippines' reputation has a lot to do with it. People don't even consider coming here. Yeah, you're right, Ty. I might go and then like it over there better than I like it here. But see, the point of it is, why even if I'm happy right here, sometimes a bird in the hand does beat two in the bush. Depending on what kind of birds you got in your hand. See, I'm so happy here, man, and things that have come together for me. I mean, why would I risk going over there and starting all over again? Got to get to know the landscape all over again. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to start over nowhere else. Now I'll go there for a little while. Maybe, I'll go over there for a weekend. Yeah, King Arthur. See, that's what I'm talking about. He said, Calvin, some guys have never traveled outside of their state. I'm going to add to it and say country, but are experts on foreign countries. And that's the pushback I get. I'm trying to help them, but then they'll say, oh, no, Calvin, that's everywhere. No, it's not everywhere. They don't celebrate Christmas in September everywhere. They celebrate it over here in the Philippines. They do. Philip Jones said the Philippines changed my life. Before I came there, I was planning on working until at least 65. Saved my money, 30% of salary in 401k, and now I'm retiring at 61 next year. See, you got a plan. I had a 4-year plan. And on my video that I did the other day, for some reason, a lot of English-speaking people, they find it easier to assimilate into the Philippines, man. It's just so easy. I don't know if it's that easy over there. I'm talking about language, religion. As an American, we've got a history with the Philippines. We don't have a history with Thailand, really. And I think that had a lot to do with me. It was just so easy for me to come in here and assimilate. And I think that's really what it's all about. Yeah, see, Frank, that's what I'm saying. When I was getting ready to go to the Philippines, all I heard about were the bars and the girls. That's not a good reputation to have. Yeah, but see, it's much more than that. That's why I'm getting on here telling you guys, man, it's more than that. They never even talk about the cost of living over here. Until now, but the reputation, that's not part of the reputation. But that's changing slowly but surely. Mark Claus, he says everyone has a choice, more fun in the Philippines. I got to agree with you on that. Will Rose says Thailand speaks English wherever you need it. But I'm talking about, Mark, everywhere you go. Okay, let me show you something. Look at this sign across the street from me. Can you read that? It's in 100% English. This is in the local area. This isn't in some business district. That's the big difference. That makes a big difference to me. I ain't talking about when you need it and all that. I'm talking about 100% of the time. David Masterson, thanks for the super chat. Said, hey, in my opinion, Thailand is just as cheap as the field. However, for me, it's better to find a better girlfriend or wife in the Philippines. And, people have their own, opinions and stuff. But I'm saying everything being equal as it is right now, David Masterson, you got 39 million tourists over there. Who wants? And there's only 69 million people in Thailand. And then you're going to lump 60% more on top of it? I don't want that, man. I don't want that. Over here you welcome because it's only 8 million and there's 110 million people. There's got to be some value in that. I mean, yeah, they might have a better infrastructure. Yeah, it depends on who's cooking the food. I bet they got some old skanks over there that don't know how to fry a damn noodle. So don't be talking about the food. It's who's cooking the food, guys. Mark Ratner, now see, this makes sense. He said, Calvin, the bottom line is if the Philippines had the Thailand infrastructure, no worries. No, he said, no one would ever go to Thailand. Like I've heard 100 times, PI has the best people. I mean, it does, thanks for the super chat, Mike. He says, in my opinion, the Philippines have more in common with USA. They mostly Christian. They speak more English, and the government is based off USA standards. And see, that's why I found it so easy for me to acclimate into here. But there is some benefits of going over in Thailand where they practice Buddhism. The people are more laid back and et cetera, but I'm not putting down Thailand. Y'all getting the wrong message. That's not the point I'm trying to make. I'm trying to say, is Thailand that much better than the Philippines? I don't understand it. It's not, Thailand shouldn't have 39 million. What I'm saying is the Philippines should have at least 20 million. If Thailand's got 39 million, the Philippines should have at least 20 million. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Thailand doesn't deserve the 39 million. I'm saying, but damn, 8 million? That's ridiculous, man. Corey A says, what about a reliable phone company? Yeah, they got all of that. They've got 5G over here, Corey. They got good internet over here. He said, can you run a business in the U.S. from the fields? Depending on what kind of business you running. Yeah, but see, okay, Jay, this makes a lot of sense. He said, Calvin, after going to Thailand since 2006 and living there full time as a Black American, I've only felt safe in Thailand. No issues. But here's a big one. Other than the visa stuff. See, that's big, though, for me. I don't want to be, having to deal with that stuff every 6 months or whatever it is. See, the visa policy over here has to be worth something. The under tourism over here has to be worth something. The low cost of living over here has to be worth something. I mean, if I'm already over here in Thailand, why not just go on over here and let me just see what the Philippines has to offer? They don't even do that. The Observer Melanin says, the Philippines has beautiful women that are respectful and responsible. I've never dated a rude or money-hungry Filipino. Me either. I'm going to agree with you on that. And most of us don't, but some of us get unlucky. Damn flies came out of nowhere now because of that rain. That's crazy, Durrell. Fulmore said U.S. has reached 40 million COVID cases. Well, see, I don't think Jay's ever been to the Philippines before. David said that JH, you feel more safe in Thai than Fields. I mean, that'd be hard to be. I mean, this place, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, I've been working on a lot of videos, man, because I try to, when something comes across my mind, y'all think I'm playing, but it's not in this notebook. Here's my other one. There's 5 freedoms that come to mind when I'm thinking about the Philippines. I mean that a foreigner receives the minute he gets off the plane. And so I'm gonna do a video on it. Financial freedom, personal freedom, sexual freedom. It's let me see. It's 2 more that I got. It's in there. And personal freedom has a lot to do with the safety here, man. I mean, people here, I'm not harassed. They don't follow me. They don't bother me, man. I'm as safe here as I've ever been. I promise, man. I'm talking about, that's freedom right there. When there's no restrictions, you can go to and from, and there's no restrictions. That's freedom. That has to be worth something, man. Uncle Mo 1010 says there's more to Philippines than bars. I visited Bohol my trip after my divorce. It was wonderful. And see, that's all I'm saying, Uncle Mo. But until you get over here and you realize that, no one, is going to know that. They're going to think, oh, I ain't going over there with all that poverty and all that prostitution and stuff. They're talking about stuff that happened way back in the 80s and stuff like that, the 90s. It's a lot more going on over here, guys. Edward Cornier says, you live in a small town, Calvin. Yeah, but I've lived in Cebu. I've been all around. I've been to Manila. I lived in Cebu for 2 years. And I felt safe there, Edwin. I mean, I don't care where I go. Nobody bothers me. Hal says, I had spent time in nearly every Southeast Asian nation. Like them all, but I love the Philippines. Said World War II solidified our relationship. See, as an American, I can say that, but to be honest with you, I think all foreigners are welcome here. Lonnie Franklin said maybe because of the nightlife. What do you mean? Man, you go to Cebu, you go to Boracay, you go to Panglao, Bahal, you go to Manila and all them places up there, man. It's crazy nightlife here in the Philippines, man. Hey, thanks for that super chat, King Arthur. He said, if you can't make it in the Philippines, come here to Little PI, National City, California. Yeah. But hey, I don't want to deal with them attitudes now either. Jay said, Calvin, 50 is the golden age for visa options for both. LOL 43 so the path of least resistance. Yeah. But I mean, I'm talking about just as a regular tourist, Jay. Look at the visa policy of the Philippines versus anywhere else in the world. Really, I don't know if you can beat it, man. To be honest with you, I'd be hard pressed to think of a place that has a more lenient, more liberal visa policy for foreigners than the Philippines. You come here on your passport and you can stay here for 3 consecutive years. Man, you can get a lot done in 3 years. You can disappear in 3 years. People forget about you in 3 years. There's probably people at home that probably think I'm dead. I said, what's the Calvin? I ain't seen him in 3, man. A lot can go on in 3 years, guys. The barber said, I just heard that Subic Bay just got a Ford dealership. Well, hell, with all them damn foreigners up there, Terry. Anthony, one of my subscribers, he said that there's all kinds of stuff up that way by Subic Bay, Angley City, along Pole up that way, that Americans get the services that they receive. It's like being at home, he said. Yeah, C. Brown, freedom. That's got to mean something. And it's freedom in the Philippines. I don't care who you are. Hey, Ben Fern K says, hi there, Calvin. I like your house building. Looking good. I'll be over there today. I don't know if they've got anything because it's been raining pretty good last couple of days. T. Tashi says, the thing I noticed about Thailand when I was there in 98, the entire country is extremely tourist oriented. Every single person take it upon themselves to step in that role. Yeah, now that was 20, that's almost, let's see, that's 23 years ago. A lot's changed. 39.5 million people visit there every year pre-pandemic. And 69, they're saying that the locals are starting to feel that they're, being pushed out. And they really don't, they're stumbling over tourists. And you're not as welcome now as you was then. I want to be somewhere where I'm welcome. C. Brown said, Calvin, is your guest house handicap equipped? Now, I'm going to have, me and the engineer was talking about the guest house yesterday. He's got some great ideas, guys. But one of them that I'm going to tell him is, if I can, see, I don't know if I'm going to have the room for it, to have that ramp, but I'd like to have that done. Yeah, Peanut Lovers. And see, he's hit on something right here. Lots of tourists have fallen out of hotel windows in Bangkok, called Bangkok Flyers Club. There's so many foreigners get killed over there, man. I'm going to tell you, what year was this? 2016. Look it up if you don't believe me. 1,100 British citizens died in Thailand, man. Don't you know if 1,100 Americans died over in the Philippines in 1 year, man, we would declare war on the Philippines, man. Lonnie Franklin said, it said the Thailand fried chicken better than black people, Cal. Hell. We lost the fried chicken business a long time ago, Lonnie Franklin. If you go to Louisville, Kentucky, man, it's called Indies. It's run by Indians. Imagine this. They've gotten super rich frying chicken wings. Yeah, we lost that battle a long time ago, Lonnie Franklin. Oh, it's crazy. Maxima says, Thailand's monarch likes wearing crop tops in the Bavarian Alps region where he likes to stay when not in Thailand. He has a harem in Bavaria. Saw a documentary showing him crop top shirts showing abs. Yeah. Niels Brown said, once you arrive in the Philippines, you feel stress-free, a weight lifted off your shoulders. That's got to mean something, man. That's got to have some value, believe it or not. Adam Chenoweth says, Cebu 2022. Woo! Alan Fish says, I could have sworn foreigners were leaving Thailand because of the rise in prices. Mr. Vega said, Calvin, in Thailand, it seems like expats are viewed as potential tricks, but in the fields they are viewed as potential mates. That's the deciding factor for me. Yeah, remember they've got more, they're more familiar. The familiarity, Mr. Vegas, like that guy just said in 1998, the whole country's geared around tourism, where in the Philippines it's not. when you come over here, man, they don't treat you like a tourist, even though you're a tourist. That's got to mean something. And that's why I tell guys who are even contemplating it, look, if you want to go somewhere where the people I don't even know if Filipinos know how to treat you like tourists. They just treat you like they've got this sense of community here. And I don't know if it hurts tourism or not, or helps it, but I've never felt like a tourist here. Joseph Relaford said KFC is Korean fried chicken in Baltimore. Yeah, we lost that battle a long time ago, man. That's a fact. Yeah, Caveman C says, hell, I for one don't want millions of people, Westerners over here. And it's not going to happen for a long, long time. Probably not in our lifetime. Caveman C, I don't think you have that to worry about. It just, when I never even thought about it because I said, well, 8 million. I thought, Philippines, because it's a record over here. It's like a 12% increase over the year before. I said, wow, tourism is really growing in the Philippines. Because when I came here in 2009, there was only 2 million tourists, 2.3 million. Fast forward 10 years, 8.2 million. And then I saw this Thailand figure, and I was like, wow, 39 million. That's a fact. I was like, well, I was blown away. And it got me to, then I started looking at Thailand and saying, well, what is it about Thailand? What's going on over there that's not going on over here? Arva Hedrick says, I've always been treated like family as long as I've been visiting the Philippines. And you see, that's what I'm saying. I've never been treated like a tourist over here. I don't even think they know how to do that. To be honest with you. J.H. said, if the visa situation was better, no location would top Thailand. I'm not, see, y'all got the wrong argument. The argument I'm making is not that Thailand doesn't deserve their 39 million. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the Philippines deserves more. And I'm trying to figure out why it doesn't get more, especially with the damn visa policy and everything. All these beautiful women over here, all this under tourism over here. I mean, when are you guys why would you want to run to Thailand? I don't care how many times you've been there. And then you're not going to say, well, let me just at least just try the Philippines just one time. If I don't like it, I can get on a plane and 4 hours later I'm in Thailand. They won't do it. Yeah, okay, man. See, he said, Calvin, it's not just girls, nightlife. He said markets, food, and scuba diving, and don't forget the sailing freedom. The Philippines is one of the fastest rising diving spots on the planet because there's nobody here. I spoke to a brother down in Cebu, and it's the first guy I ever met here. He didn't come here for the women. He came here for diving. He was telling me why. Because of some of the coral, reefs and stuff like that. See, they protect them now over here. Hey, Jay, thanks for that super chat. He said, Philippines will be my home base, but I'll be traveling to Thailand a lot. Yeah, you're right over here, Jay. That's all I'm saying. I'm not bashing Thailand. I'm just wondering, wow. Maximum says it comes down for infrastructure. But see, let me say this one more time. How would a new person know that, Maximus? How would a new person know that Thailand's infrastructure is so much better than the Philippines' infrastructure? And would it matter to certain people? It doesn't matter to me. I come from America. The infrastructure in Thailand is not better than the infrastructure in America. But when I came to the Philippines, I was still able to assimilate and be comfortable here, man. I mean, it just didn't make a big deal to me, the infrastructure. Hey, Harold Teal. Yeah, Mark Radney said, Cal, some are going to argue with you to the end. And I'm not even trying to argue. I'm just wondering. But let's go on to something else. Carl Vaughn said, people are scared to come to the Philippines because they know girls can potentially tie them down, unlike Thailand women who are more party girls. The hell is that? All time girls are party girls? Travel Mike, thanks for the super chase at a gas station 2 hours east of Charlotte, North Carolina. Indian owned. Line was out the door in front of the store. Best chicken I ever ate. Sell out in 2 hours. Well, the super rich in Louisville, Kentucky. Look it up, Indies. Yeah, we lost that battle a long time ago. Joe B said the country losing a lot of money from the lockdown. Well, see, that's why Thailand had to open up. They had to come up with some solution, even though their vaccine rollout is slower than the Philippines. Their cases are just got a spike out of the world. But they said, look, because, when you take 39 million out of the equation, that's a lot of money. They said, we're going to open up Phuket as this sandbox. Elena for real said, can we talk about Christmas in the Philippines? Well, see, that's really not the reason. I put that there, Elena for reals, to say this, that the Philippines is different than everywhere else. It's not the same. When people push back on the information I give, they say, oh, Calvin, that happens everywhere. Or, that applies to anywhere you go. And I'm saying, no, it don't. The Philippines is different. So I put that there. I said, Christmas season starts in September in the Philippines. To bolster my argument. See? I mean, it's not really to talk about Christmas. I mean, you can if you want to. Terry Dev said Thailand may be an option. If you can get in there. Remember, they only got a certain amount of people they letting into Phuket. Believe it or not. But yeah, guys, I got about 7 minutes before I get off here. 12 o'clock. I was going to go in there and pick up this box, man, with laundry detergent stuff in there. I don't know how they got it in the tricycle. I'm going to take it over here to the evacuation center. Carl Vaughn said Philippines also has more potential. Most other countries have reached their full potential. Oh, that's a great point right there, see. And you're right. Now this is 2020, right before the pandemic. It was on Valentine's Day weekend. I took her to Sicky Horror, man. And don't you know, we're right on the White Sand Beach. We got an Airbnb, $15 a night, guys. Air conditioned, cable, no Wi-Fi, but we didn't need it. I'm right on the White Sand Beach. Nobody on the damn White Sand Beach but me and her. See? So, yeah, the Philippines has so much potential, man. I mean, and that's the word that I should have been looking for. And that's a fact. And I argue with anybody about that. You're right. A lot of these other countries, they reach their potential, man. But here, they got a long way to go. Maximo said, this is for you, Elena, for reals. He says, Christmas is year-round if you go to church every Sunday to celebrate Jesus Christ. Hey, Joe B said, take care, Calvin and John. I'll see you Thursday. Yeah, that'll be Friday for us, guys. Arvo Hedrick says, El Nido, Palawan was unmatched paradise. It's just so many places like that in the Philippines. I call them once-in-a-lifetime destinations. It's so many that you couldn't. I mean, when I met my son's mother, and we went all over just Cebu, man. We didn't go. The only place we left outside Cebu was we went to Boracay. I mean, yeah, and Bohol. All right. But we went to Comody's Island. We went to Bantayan Island. We went to Dan Bantayan, which is right off the coast of Malapascua. We went to Argyle. Man, we went to just so many places just right there on Cebu Island. We didn't have to leave Cebu. Hey, thanks, Derek Greenway, for the super chat. He said, hey, Cal, nice topic today. I just like to start the conversation. Man, the Philippines has untapped potential, man. And, probably long after I'm gone and my sons are older, man, they're going to enjoy this place. That's a fact. P9 Lover says, visit Northern Luzon. Very few expats. Good times to be had. This country has so much untapped potential, man. Believe it or not. We think we know the Philippines because of the Air Force bases and all that, but, man, this place is vast and diverse. Niels Brown said, Calvin, have you picked the color of your house? Yeah, it's going to be a light beige. Yeah. But a professional looking beige. I'm trying to see if I can find it around here. It's going to look good with those tinted windows too. Hey, C. Brown, Merry Christmas. You're a wild man. Sam Chopper said the travel mic, they are up and coming. Lots of them are in the gas stations on the East Coast. Some are standalone restaurants. One close to me is a gas station. Yeah. But yeah, they've been cooking chicken. Indians then took over the chicken business in Louisville. But nobody fried chicken better than my mother.
Real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Thank y'all. Will Rose said, Cal, tell the wife that we hanging out all week. Man, she'll have tempo, everything. Oh, if you come over here, man, and we hang out for a week, because she knows me. I'm not going to go a week without the beef curtains. Hey, guys, thank y'all so much for the super chats, the super stickers, the thumbs up, for watching my videos, man. Just all the support, man. I really, really mean it, man. I can't wait till this place opens up. Then y'all going to see that what I'm talking about is reality, man. You're going to say, hey, Calvin wasn't pulling our leg about that, man. I'm not going to sell you dreams. I'm going to give you the 360, man. And if you come over here and get your head busted, you can't blame me for it, guys, okay? Take care, man. I'll see y'all later. I'm headed over here to the evacuation center. Help somebody today, man. Intentionally do it.